If you're interested about Apple and Apple products, stay tuned. I got 6 stories you may be interested in. Let's get into it. All right, welcome back to my channel. So the very first article that I'm going to go through 6 of them. I'm going to talk about the new iMacs coming out possibly. I'm going to talk about if the MacBook Pros that just came out, if they're repairable. I'm going to talk about some issues with Monterey and hubs. So stay tuned with me. I'm going to go through 6 stories really quickly, share my screen behind me, a little bit of visual effects. Let's get into it. All right, this isn't mind-bending or anything like that, but the new iMac Pros should be coming out in the beginning of 2000 to basically the first half of 2022. And they're going to have ProMotion 120 Hertz. They're going to have the new, obviously, Pro chip and the Max chip built into them as well. Now, the one big change is they're going to actually go back to black bezels on the Pro versions. That's what they think, not the white bezels. So if you're waiting for that, that's one good option there. They think also the bezels around it might be a little bit thinner, or the chin might be a little bit thinner as well to make it a little bit more, I guess, elegant. They also say that it's going to have an Ethernet brick. It's not going to be built into it, but it will have, let me look at my notes, HDMI, SD card, and USB-C ports, so more ports than actually the 24-inch. This isn't it, but you know what I'm talking about. And then finally, the one big thing is they might incorporate Face ID. They're working on it. Who knows? They're thinking about it. It's big enough they think they can actually fit it into there versus the back of the actual, the laptop. So we'll see if they do that. That's story number 1. All right, story number 2, the new MacBook Pros that just came out, basically the 14 and the 16-inch, are they more repairable? According to iFixit, they went in, and I'll share my screen here, they basically said that the Apple is no longer gluing the batteries in place, which is awesome, but basically there's pull tabs to get the batteries out, so you can place the batteries easier, but it's still difficult because there's speakers in the way, and there's also, it says you have to take the trackpad out, but it is doable. That's one thing. It also said, let me see here, updated display cable to fix the FlexGate issue. So the FlexGate issue might be fixed because they have a longer cable there where it's not stretching and breaking. That's number 2. Number 3 is it says the USB MagSafe and the headphone jacks are actually modular, so they can be pulled out and pulled back in. That's a huge, it makes it a little bit more fixable for people that need to fix these devices. The one caveat it says is the HDMI and the SD ports are actually soldered in, not so easy to fix. And still, obviously, the RAM and the CPU and the disk is all incorporated, so you can't really replace that either. So anyways, it is more fixable to a certain extent, but not all the way. Keep going, Apple. All right, story number 3 is super quick, but Microsoft just overtook Apple to become the most valuable company in the world. It says Microsoft is $2.46 trillion with a T, and Apple is $2.43 trillion. Seems to change every day, right? So who knows if that's even important. But Microsoft is growing and Apple is growing as well. They're kind of growing like this. But Microsoft is number 1 now as of today, but it could change soon. All right, now here's a big one. So macOS Monterey, the new one coming out. A lot of people on Reddit and various different boards, including Apple developers and even the Apple blogs themselves, support blogs, are saying they're having connectivity issues with USB hubs and Monterey. So keep that in mind. It's saying USB 3 ports have stopped working in Monterey on some of these devices, some of these hubs that you attach to it. It's also saying that while HDMI and USB-C seem to work, it's the USB-C or USB 3.0 that they're seeming to break everything in Monterey. They don't know what the issue is yet. It says, let me see here. It says even some Apple certified hubs are having the same issue. So it's not just these rogue hubs that are out there. Some Apple certified hubs as well. And then it says, let me just see, it says some of them can't pass power for power reliability as far as power pass through as well. That's breaking. So what's happening is Apple, I think, is taking a look at this. This might just be an update to the firmware or something that's happening. But if you're highly invested in hubs and stuff, you may want to read some articles or just figure it out before you install Monterey, just to make sure that your hub's going to work. Just a word of caution, I guess, before you go ahead and do the upgrade. All right. Number 5 is kind of a cool article. So what does Apple sell the most of? What's most of their revenue come from? And we're going to go ahead and tell you right now. So what would you guess? Obviously, I think everyone guessed the number 1. Number 1 is iPhone. So iPhone is going to be number 1. And then iPad is number 2. And I'm going to show you some graphs back here so you can definitely take a look at those. Wearables is going to be number 3. So that's slotted in the 3rd spot. Services is going to be number 4. And then finally, the Mac sales, which I talk about mostly, is number 5. So would you have guessed that the MacBook Pros, the iMacs, and all those type of devices make up the fifth, I guess, out of all the things that they sell. It's the least, I guess, amount of revenue that they make from it. Seems like those devices are so expensive, but I guess they reach a lot smaller audience out there compared to, obviously, everyone's got a phone. So iPhone, I would guess, number one. But the wearables and the services and even the iPad, I mean, the iPad is, I guess it's cheaper, so more people are going to buy it, right? And schools buy it. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is that what you would guess? I guess I would guess somewhere around there, but I'm not sure. So let me know what you think. All right, and then finally, I'm going to show everyone. I talked about a mode called high-powered mode, and I did it in one of my prior videos. It's only available on basically the 16-inch MacBook Pro that just came out, 16-inch only with the M1 Max, MAX. So you have to have that specific chip, specific 16-inch. There's a thing called high-powered mode. They're already blowing things away as far as, like, you know, when they do these benchmarks, they're able to render videos 3 or 4 times as fast. Seems like it, or at least twice as fast. But this high-powered mode might even make it even faster. So what I'm going to do really quickly is share my screen, and I'm just going to show you how you can turn that on. It's basically right off of Mac Rumors and stuff like that, so I'm just going to read it to you in case you wanted to know. How do you turn on this high-powered mode? All right, so in order to enable this, let's go through this. This is again on Mac Rumors, and they ran a story from Brian Tong. He's actually a great YouTube channel, so definitely check him out if you can. His channel is all about Mac stuff, so whenever I like to say something about something and they give me the information, I want to definitely go ahead and plug them. So down here it says Brian Tong's review provided the first look at high power mode. He's saying that it's under system preferences, under battery, power adapter, energy mode when connected to power, or you can go to under battery energy mode when running on battery. So if you didn't know what all that means, you know, basically get to the battery screen here. And then down here, the third little icon here says energy mode. Your Mac will optimize performance to better support resource intensive tasks. And again, you only have that on that 16-inch, you know, with the Max chip. So that's how you get in there, and you can go ahead and also restore back to the defaults if you want to. But definitely check out his channel. I just wanted to show people how to enable it. All right, thanks for watching. That's for today. Those are the 6 stories that I have today. Let me know in the comments of stories that you might want to hear more about, or if this is interesting to you or not. Just want to make sure I'm making content that people want to watch. This kind of stuff's important to me because of the fact that I like reading the news every day and seeing what's coming out, just to help, you know, viewers and, you know, keep them up to date on what maybe they should wait on a device, maybe they should buy one now. For instance, like obviously iMacs, should you wait and buy something older like this where you can get it with, you know, upgradable RAM? Should you wait until, you know, obviously getting the new iMacs? How much are they going to be? Hopefully we'll get more information on pricing and stuff soon. So let me know if you guys like these videos. I'll continue them. If not, I'll obviously get rid of them. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.